That's right. Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
3 best techniques to stop somebody from groping you, or stop a groper.
Yep, they're the best 3 techniques that there are, and I'm going to show them to you. They're the techniques that I taught my daughter before she went off to Milwaukee, downtown Milwaukee, to go to college. So I'm serious about it.
You're just not some novice. I mean, you taught martial arts for 17 years?
Right. Well, I didn't teach it. I took it for 17 years. I taught about 10 years. But for my 2nd degree black belt, my emphasis for that degree was self-defense, typically with women, females. And I did a lot of research on it, and this information is dead on, and it works.
And I've got 2 daughters too, so I've definitely got some interest in it. And
Sure.
we got a video coming up that you're actually going to be showing a weapon.
The single best.
The single best,
Right.
yeah. You got to look for that one. And I'm actually getting one for my daughter,
Right.
maybe my daughters, and my wife too, so
Yep.
they can protect themselves
Sure.
when they need to. So, by the way, Brad did also put together this book. It's a Kindle book, Martial Arts Manual for Stretching, Strengthening, and Treatment of Common Injuries. It's not for self-defense, but it's preparing basically for martial arts through the stretching program.
Right, to keep your body healthy,
Yep.
and it shows all the basics and whatnot.
It's down in our Amazon
Sure.
preferred list. So.
Right. So, Bob, there's a few people out there.
Oh yeah, and if you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and safe. And we upload every day. Also, please go over to Facebook and like us, because if you don't, Brad will come over there and he'll take care of you.
Bob!
Oh, sorry.
Bob,
We don't want to threaten you.
I'm really a nice guy.
No.
Okay, so should we get on with it,
Yeah,
Bob?
let's get things started.
The reason we're doing this is because as therapists, we want to keep people healthy and safe. And because of my background, we thought to just throw this in as a public service.
And it seems very timely.
Right, with everything on the news is going on, we got all these officials, and we know other people that they get groped, and it's like, how do you prevent this?
Right.
And if you approach it properly, there's some real effective techniques to stop it before it happens.
Sure.
Okay.
Like it with everything, you want to do prevention almost to some extent,
Right.
or prepare yourself as best as you can before it even happens.
Now, as I mentioned before, my daughter went to school in Milwaukee, from small town Wisconsin to literally downtown Milwaukee. I'm thinking,
Big city.
yeah, I'm thinking I'm getting a little, like, I don't like this idea. And not only that, she's going to school for mechanical engineering, dominated by males in the workplace. And I'm thinking,
yeah, it's probably 95% men, right?
Yeah, yeah, the school is 80% men. I don't know what the workplace is. Anyways, I'm thinking she's got to know everything I know and more.
Right.
I mean, I've been teaching her this not just in one day, but over the last few years of her high school.
Sure.
So anyways, first of all, before you can understand and be effective with these techniques, if you understand the psychology of the groper or the person who may attack you, makes all the difference in the world. This is an analogy I use to make it simple.
Sure.
Analogy, thank you. Is pretend you got a lion here. That lion would be the groper. That lion looks over a herd of gazelle. They are looking for easy prey. They want a prey that is not going to put up a fight. They want a prey that is going to they can be successful with and not have a problem.
As I was telling Brad, I'd read an article about this guy who's a criminal, and he had turned his life around, but he said, they asked him, how does he pick out his prey? And he goes, and he was telling about people who came along the street, and he said, the ones that are doing the Vic walk, the victim.
Okay.
And so instead of, can I go up, Lonnie? So instead of, walking confident, they look like, oh, wowsy, life is bad, and you look like someone. You and I can pick them out right away.
Right, the head is down, you're looking down, awareness is right there instead of being aware of your surroundings.
They don't look confident, they don't look,
right. So number 1 rule, here's the first one, is first impression. And the first impression is, Bobby mentioned it, what do you appear like?
Yeah.
Are your eyes down? Is your posture down? So you need to have good posture. Your head
Confident
is up.
posture.
And when you're walking like you know where you're going.
Right.
I've talked to my daughter about this. You're walking downtown Milwaukee or in a place that you don't feel safe in. You need to be up walking, aware of your surroundings, and looking confident like you own that sidewalk. You know where you're going.
They're going to pick on tourists too more than they're going to pick on someone that they know is a local person.
Right. And it's easy to tell someone doesn't know, or like in her case, she just moved to town, not know where she's going. So that contact. Now, if you pass someone on the street, you're going to make eye contact with the person, and you're going to give them that look of confidence. And if you don't like looking into their eyes because they're creepy, you look at their eyebrows or their forehead. They cannot tell the difference. And then it eliminates that creepy eye feeling. And you go past them, and as you walk past them, you're going to look behind you to see where they are. Just in case
Right away.
Just in case you got someone that's going to come back and get you from
Sure.
behind. So that complete awareness is very important.
That eye contact surprises me, Brad. I mean, to some extent, because I usually don't practice that.
Well, didn't you ever hear the saying, you could see by the look in their eye?
Sure.
You can
You
read
wanna
a
look.
lot.
Sure.
So you really got to have a strong look in your face. Now, people that you already know each other, like these people that are these politicians and stuff, they're
Right.
always meeting people. Now, if they're going to shake someone's hands, and they shake everyone's hands, and with my daughter, I've taught her this since she was old enough to shake hands. Shake my hand, and if she gives me the limp noodle, like a weak handshake, like a lot of females do, she knows better.
Right.
I says, if you're going to shake someone's hands, you shake it firmly. You look them in the eye, and you greet them with confidence. Hi,
Sure.
my name is Brad Heineck, so-and-so.
I'm not somebody to mess with,
Right.
by the way.
You don't have to say that because it may not be that situation.
I want to say it, too.
But if it's one of these, if it's one of these politicians, man, you shake their hand
Yeah.
and you grip it tight. You look them in the eye and you smile with confidence. And I always tell her, if it's a man, you grip it twice as hard and you squeeze their
Sure.
knuckles.
Sure.
And I was just telling Bob, I had a woman do that to me a few years ago. We both know her now
Yeah.
through business. She did that to my hand, and boy,
She's the CEO of a company,
Yeah.
and there's a reason she got there.
yeah,
I mean,
right. She's a
just got
confident woman.
Yeah.
So anyways, handshake is critical. So parents out there, you must teach your children to shake hands properly, confidently, and strong.
With the confident voice.
Right. Now, their benefit about this is not just it's going to keep them safe, but out in the working world, it's going to gain them work. Because at an interview, if the handshake, the posture, all of these things we just talked about are going to get you a job as well as keep you
My
safe.
son just went through this. He met the head of a program at UW-Eau Claire,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy said, the first thing I looked for was whether or not you were looking me in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, he's into computers, and a lot of these computer kids, they're just into computers and
Right.
not into people. And he didn't look, and he goes, the first thing you did is you shook my hand and you looked me in the
Right,
eye. He said,
right.
he goes, I know you're going to do well.
Right. And a groper is going to see that. They're going to pick
Yeah.
up on this body language big time. So again, number one, eye contact, body posture, good body language. Number
Sure.
two, handshake, very firm, confident voice. Now, number three, let's say that didn't go well, or
Despite that,
despite that, the person, now Bob's going to be,
so I get to be the groper.
yeah,
of
he's
course.
going to be the groper. I'm going to be the one who's getting assaulted, so to
Hi,
speak.
Bradley.
Now, someone puts their hand on you, that is already an assault.
Yeah.
It's improper, and there's no reason anybody should have that there. And you've got to tell your children this. I've taught my daughters, put your hand back there, Bob. The only way you're going to stop that, you're not going to grab them by the wrist. And you have to do this as soon as possible. You don't leave that hand there for more than a second. You're going to grab one finger with all of your hand. One finger. You got that, Lonnie? Grab that finger, and you're going to bend it back until it breaks. Don't worry, it's
Not breaking.
It's not going to break. I'm kidding. But that's what's in your mind. You're going to bend it back without thinking nice, and you're going to get up. You're going to stop that. Okay?
I'll stop it.
And if you do that immediately, that person gets a very strong signal that you're not that easy prey.
Right.
Okay? So the verbal stun, not only grabbing and bringing the finger back, Bob, it doesn't hurt that bad.
He always says that. Let me do it to you once.
So it does not matter which finger?
Well,
I think this one is the one that's sticking out.
yeah,
right?
whatever you can get a hold of.
Yeah.
The pinky finger is probably the easiest
Oh.
one because it's the weakest. So, but it's not always the easiest one to get a hold of. It's a good question, Lonnie.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd say probably one on the outside.
Right. Yeah. But when you
Lonnie
you
was
get-
asking which finger. I don't
yeah,
know if
which
you
finger
heard
to
her.
use, not
Yeah.
the thumb.
Not the
You
thumb.
could use the thumb, but the other ones are much more vulnerable.
Sure.
So the pinky is the weakest one, and it's going to produce just as
So
much pain.
the way I see it, Brad, is you almost put your hand on there like you're complying, and then you grab the finger, and you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, that gives you a chance to
Right.
grab that finger.
Right,
You know what
but
I'm
you
saying?
don't mess around. You get in that finger
Right.
and you start bending it backwards, and they'll let go real quick. And then the next thing you said is a verbal stun. Now, the words I use, I would rather use like, it has to be short, it has to be sweet.
What did you say to me again?
I said, stop it,
Oh, yeah.
which is good, or leave me alone.
You should know the words ahead of time, is
Right.
what you were saying,
You
Brad,
don't have
right?
to think about it.
Practice it so that it's real
Right.
automatic to you.
The reason you want the words short and not sweet, but short and to the point is so they get the cue. They're going to automatically back off
Yeah.
because of the verbal stun. But if there's people around you or in another room and they hear, leave me alone, they know something inappropriate is
Or
going
hands off me.
on. Right, hands off me. So pick that in your mind right now and write it down on a piece of paper 10, 20 times so that it gets implanted in your mind. So if it happens, you don't have to think about it. You know it's there, you grab the finger, you're up, eye contact, looking strong in that verbal stun, leave me alone. And those are the three,
No punch?
no punch. I was in karate for 17 years, and I know how long it takes to be effective with a punch or
Sure.
a kick. And then,
Obviously, get out of there then, too,
right,
right? I
yep,
mean,
you got to get
yeah,
out of it.
so-
If it's going to take years to become effective in a real life situation, punching and kicking. So these, you prevent it. You don't let it get that far.
Sincerely hope none of you have to go through this, and I certainly hope my daughters don't have to go
Right.
through this, but I hope this helped you out.
Right.
So thanks, Brad.
If nothing
Thanks.
else, you're much better off getting the job.
That's right. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Except for the finger bend. Don't do that in the interview.
That's true.